Nobody talks about this phase. The phase where nothing is working, but you still have to show up. No progress, no reward, no sign you're getting closer. This is where most people disappear. Not because it's hard, but because it feels pointless. But if you can survive this part, you become dangerous. And that word, dangerous, hold on to it, because by the end of this, you will understand exactly what it means. You woke up tired today, not a little tired. The kind of tired that sits in your chest before your eyes even open. The kind that asks you a question before you are ready to answer it. What is the point? And you did not have a good answer. You got up anyway. That matters more than you know right now. The alarm went off. You felt nothing. No fire, no pull, no rush, just the weight of another day. Another day of putting in work that has not paid off yet. Another day of doing things no one sees. Another day of numbers that are not moving. Another day of effort that has no receipt. And you still got up. Here's the trap nobody warns you about. The trap is not failure. Failure is loud. Failure has a face. You can point at failure and say that is what happened. The trap is something quieter. The trap is invisible progress. You are building something, but you cannot see it yet. And the human brain does not handle that well. The human brain needs proof. It needs something it can hold, something it can show someone else and say, look what I built. And when that proof does not come, the brain starts sending signals. Those signals feel like truth. They feel like logic. They feel like the most reasonable thing you have ever felt. Slow down. This is not working. You are falling behind. Look at everyone else. Look at what they have. And you look, and it costs you.
Because everyone else seems to be moving. Everyone else has something to show. Someone got the result you have been working for. Someone announced something. Someone is ahead, and you are here, waking up tired, doing work that has no visible output, running a race with no finish line in sight. What does that do to a person? What does that actually do inside? It does not make you angry. Anger would be easier. Anger has direction. It makes you quiet. That specific kind of quiet where you start going through the motions. You're showing up, but part of you has already started the conversation. The one where you talk yourself into slowing down. The one where you start calling it balance, calling it rest, calling it a pivot, when really you are just starting to quit, slowly, cleanly, without having to admit it out loud, quietly. That is how most people leave, not with a decision, not with a moment, not with a clean break. They just reduce. A little less effort this week, a little less focus this month, a little more time on things that do not cost them anything. And one day they look back and the gap between where they are and where they wanted to be is enormous, and they cannot name the exact moment it happened, because it never happened in one moment. It happened in the quiet ones, the invisible ones, the ones that felt harmless, the ones that felt earned. You know this. You've already felt it pulling at you.
So here is what nobody will say to you. What you are in right now has a name, the invisible phase. And it is not a sign that it is not working. It is what working actually looks like before it pays, before it shows, before anyone can see it but you. And even you cannot really see it yet. That is the point. That is the whole thing. That is what makes this phase the one that breaks people. Not the difficulty, not the pain, not the sacrifice, the silence. When you do the work and the work does not answer back. When you put in the hours and the hours do not confirm they were worth it. When you keep going and nothing around you changes. That silence is the hardest part, and most people cannot stay in it long enough. Think about what you have already done.
Not the results, the doing. The days you did not feel like it. The days you showed up at half because half was all you had. The days you did the thing badly just to keep the streak alive. The days you sat with the doubt and did the work anyway. That is not nothing. That is everything. Because the people who eventually break through do not have more talent than the ones who do not. They do not have a better plan. They do not have perfect timing. They have one thing. One thing. And the script will get there. Stay with it.
There is something about the ones who make it. Something different. And it is not what you think it is. It is not discipline in the classic sense. It is not waking up at 4 in the morning. It is not cold showers or routines or perfect habits. It is something smaller and harder, and most people walk right past it. They stay in rooms nobody claps for. They do the work on days nobody is watching, not because they enjoy it, not because they feel it, but because they made a choice at some point, a quiet one, a choice that said, this is the work. Even when the work feels like nothing, even when the day ends and nothing has changed, even when tomorrow looks exactly like today, this is still the work, and the work still matters. The one who is barely holding the line right now, the one who checked their numbers today and felt nothing, not even disappointment, just flat, just empty, that is who this is for. Not the person who just got a win, not the person riding momentum, the one on day 43 of nothing, the one who cannot remember the last time it felt like it was moving, the one who has started lying to themselves, saying it's fine, saying they're just taking it slower, when the real answer is they're scared. Scared it was all for nothing, scared they read it wrong, scared they spent real time, real years on something that might not work. That fear is real. The cost of that fear is real, and you do not have to pretend it's not. But here is what the fear does not tell you, what it skips over, what it leaves out of the story it feeds you at 2 in the morning. The fear does not tell you that every person who ever built something real sat in this exact place, in this exact quiet, felt this exact nothing, and had to make a choice with zero proof. Zero. Not reduced proof, not small proof, none. No signal, no confirmation, no receipt. They had to keep going on nothing but the fact that they decided to. That is what this phase asks of you. Not results, not signs, not momentum. A decision, repeated every single day, without reward. And the cost of not making that decision is not that you fail. The cost is what you carry after. Not the outcome you missed, the knowing. Knowing you had a real shot. Knowing you were in it. Knowing that one more stretch of hard, quiet days might have been the thing, and you chose not to find out. That is what stays. Not the failure, the choice. So the question is not, will this work? The question is, can you stay long enough to find out? Can you hold the position when holding the position feels like standing still? When standing still feels like going backwards? When going backwards feels like losing? Can you hold it anyway?
Because here is the thing about the invisible phase. It does not last. Nothing in building something real lasts forever. The invisible phase ends, but not on a schedule, not when you think it should, not when you have earned it by your math. It ends when it ends. And the only way to be there when it ends is to still be there. That is it. That is the whole equation. Still be there. Not perfect, not full speed, not on fire, just still there, doing the work,
even when the work has no face yet, even when the results have not shown up to confirm, even when doubt is louder than anything else in the room. Still there. And the people around you will not see it. No one will announce what you are doing. No one will clock the days you pushed through on empty. No one will count the hours you put in that produced no visible return. They will not see the wait. They will see the result eventually. Only then. And that is fine. That is how it works. You are not doing this for the watching. You are doing this for the outcome. And the outcome requires you to survive the part that feels like nothing. This part, this exact part, right here.
So when the day ends today, and nothing has changed, nothing looks different, the numbers are the same, the feedback is the same, the silence is the same, do not treat that as a verdict. Do not treat quiet as a sign to slow down. Treat it as confirmation that you are in the part that costs the most, the part that asks the most, the part that weeds out everyone who is not actually serious. And ask yourself one question, one hard, honest question. Are you serious? Not serious the way you feel on day one. Not serious when there's momentum. Not serious when the numbers are moving and the feedback is good and the proof is there. Serious the way it counts on a day like today, on days like the last 40, on the days coming that will look just like these. Are you still serious? Answer that, and answer it with what you do, not what you think, not what you plan, what you do. Because this phase does not care about your plans. It does not care how clear your vision is. It does not care how much you want it. It only cares about one thing. Will you show up tomorrow? Not with fire, not with certainty, not with proof it is working. Just show up. Do the next thing, the same thing you did today, the same thing you did yesterday. The thing that hasn't paid yet, do it again.
And somewhere in those days, in those quiet, unrewarded days, something is happening that you cannot measure. Not yet, but it is happening. The skill is stacking. The capacity is growing. The output is improving in ways too small to see daily, but real. Absolutely real. The foundation is getting harder, stronger, more certain. You are building something in the dark without being able to see it. And that is the only way it gets built. That is how it has always worked. That is how it works for everyone who gets there. The invisible phase is not a problem with the plan. The invisible phase is the plan. It is the part you have to get through, not around, not over, through. And here's the last thing, the thing that separates the ones who make it from the ones who were close and did not. It is not talent. You already knew that. It is not opportunity. You already knew that too. It is this. The ones who make it at some point, in some quiet room, on some unremarkable day, made a decision that changed everything. They decided they did not need proof to continue. They decided the work was the answer, not the result. The work, the daily showing up, the daily doing the thing no one sees, the daily sitting with the doubt and doing it anyway. They decided that they were not going to need the external to confirm the internal. They stopped waiting for permission. And the moment that decision settles in, really settles in, something shifts. Nothing outside changes. The numbers are the same.
The silence is the same. The wait is the same. But you change. You become someone who does not need it to be confirmed. You become someone who does not need the day to go well to do the work. You become someone who is not waiting, someone who is not looking for a sign, someone who is not asking if it is worth it. You become the kind of person who cannot be stopped by silence, who cannot be broken by a bad week, who cannot be moved off the path by the fact that no one is watching, who cannot be deterred by the absence of proof. That is what dangerous means. Not loud, not fast, not celebrated. Someone who cannot be made to quit. That is who you are becoming. Right now, in this phase, in this exact silence, in this exact tiredness, in this exact invisibility. Not after this, in it. You are already in the process of becoming someone who does not need it to look like progress to keep going. Someone who does not need the win to believe in the work. Someone who does not need the world to notice, to know that the effort is real. You are building that person, one quiet day at a time, one unrewarded decision at a time, one day of nothing visible, followed by one more. And the day will come, not maybe, it will come, when this phase ends and everything you built in the dark shows up in the light, all of it, at once, in a way that makes people think it happened fast. But you will know. You will know exactly how long it took. You will know exactly what it cost. You will know every quiet day, every day with no proof. Every day you almost slowed down and did not, and you will carry that with you, not as a story to tell, as a fact about yourself, a fact nobody can take back. Nobody talks about this phase, but you survived it.